You know that awful feeling when one of your boys, your girls, your good friends hooks up with somebody toxic and you know that this is gonna be bad for them, but you can't say anything because it's not your business and you can't get involved, but it's gonna ruin their lives? Yeah, that's how I feel about Daredevil going back to Disney. Hi y'all, SnarkyJay cosplay here. This isn't the first time we've talked about Daredevil on this channel. A lot of you have been with me since the days that I reviewed She-Hulk and basically had no less than 3 aneurysms about how poorly they had written my boy Matt Murdock in that absolute show of a series. Now, of course, once She-Hulk came to an end, we all knew that Daredevil was going to get his own series. Now, he'd already had his own series on Netflix, 3 seasons of it, each one incredibly solid with brutal action, absolutely amazing acting, and some really cool plot lines. And the series found tremendous success on Netflix. So of course, if Disney is making Daredevil Born Again a new series, it makes perfect sense that they would say that they want their series to be nothing like the good one on Netflix. And I wish I was kidding. So where am I getting this information? Alright, well there's a guy named Chris Brewster who's actually a well-known stuntman. He was the stuntman for Chris Evans on Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and most importantly, he was also the stuntman for Charlie Cox through every single season of Daredevil. Now recently he was on a podcast where it actually came up in conversation that he's not working with Disney Marvel on Daredevil Born Again, meaning that the guy who's been doing all of Charlie Cox's Daredevil stunts for years is now not doing Charlie Cox's Daredevil stunts. So why is it that he's not back to do these stunts for Charlie Cox again? Because we know Charlie Cox isn't going to be throwing himself off buildings. That's not the top billing guy. That's the stunt guy. And that's not to say that this stunt guy is some small-time dude throwing himself downstairs. He's done stunts in Iron Man 3, Thor films, Black Panther, you name it, this guy has done it. Chris Brewster is your go-to dude when it comes to stunts in Marvel, and he's got nothing to do with Daredevil Born Again. And when they asked him, what's the deal with that, his answer is that Disney Marvel has apparently told everybody involved with this series that they don't want Daredevil Born Again to look anything like the Netflix series. So what does this mean? Well, what did we love about the Daredevil Netflix series? We loved that it made Daredevil a more grounded character. We loved that the characters within it weren't caricatures, they were real people. We loved the action, it was gritty. The moments between antagonist and protagonist, between good guy and bad guy, they weren't black and white. There were all these morally gray areas that we were swimming in. It was raw. It felt real. And sure, you had your bits of comedy between Foggy Nelson and Matt Murdock. The series wasn't all doom and gloom. However, it was real television for real people to be able to sink their teeth into. She-Hulk was the single lamest fucking TV show I have ever seen, and that is a hill I will die on. And of course, when She-Hulk got its grubby green little hands all over Daredevil, they made him into a laughingstock, into a sex toy for Jennifer Walters to dispose of at the end of this series. They turned what Charlie Cox did with Daredevil into a pretty much fucking caricature of what he used to be. And they told us they would handle him with seriousness and that Daredevil Born Again would be worth watching, and yet now it turns out that it's supposed to be completely different from the Netflix series that we knew and grew to love him in. And that alone goes to show you that Disney does not give a shit about any intensity or anything real. All they care about is making jokes and making content for you to consume. Notice they don't want you to enjoy it, they don't want you to engage with it. They just want you to consume. And fans of She-Hulk will undoubtedly attack me for this opinion and claim that we should be glad we're getting Daredevil at all. No, because when I was glad to get Daredevil, it was 3 seasons of an incredibly solid show, not whatever bullshit Disney is doing with this guy now. Undoubtedly, there will be many a stupid joke turned into a Funko Pop 2-pack coming out of this series, and I can tell you what, I'm not gonna spend a fucking dime on it. That's all from me. I've been SnarkyJay. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts about this news from Daredevil Born Again in the comments below.